I'm Lauren, and welcome to Lesson 6 of Our Huntsville.
Most of us take for granted having things like running water and electricity.
In today's lesson, we'll learn about how these things changed pioneer life and made things easier.
Today's vocabulary words that you need to look for are well,
electricity,
waterworks,
utility,
plumbing,
kerosene lanterns,
gas lights,
and turbine.
Now, here's our host, Tim Hall, with your lesson.
Thanks, kids. Now, as we have talked in previous lessons, the water of the Big Spring attracted Huntsville's first settlers, not just because of its beauty, but also because of its usefulness. In the early 1800s, most pioneer families didn't have indoor plumbing. They relied on wells for water. A well is a long, dark tunnel that runs deep into the ground. The well is filled with water at the bottom. An underground water source, like a stream or a spring, often supply the well with water. Families used buckets or pumps to draw the water to the surface. The young city of Huntsville needed an easier solution to obtain water. Construction crews first hollowed out large cedar logs just like this one, and then made pipes for plumbing to create the first public waterworks system in Alabama in 1823. The crews placed the wooden pipes underground and connected the waterway to homes and businesses.
They started pumping the water up to what is now Eccles Hill, kept it in a reservoir, then gravity flowed down to residences. Basically the same way it's done today, except we pull our water from the Tennessee River now in a series of wells throughout the city.
City founder Leroy Pope controlled the spring. A portion of the money the waterway earned went to Pope and his family.
My name is Thomas Fern. In 1836, my brother and I gained control of the waterworks system that Leroy Pope had begun. Using the Big Spring for a water source, I designed cedar logs to carry fresh water to the citizens in our town.
Eventually, a local doctor, Thomas Fern, with the help from his brother George, worked to make the public waterworks a utility more accessible for all Huntsville residents. A utility is a service offered to families such as water, electricity, and gas. The Pope family still owned the Big Spring, but Dr. Fern and his brother operated the waterworks. Dr. Fern convinced William Pope, Leroy Pope's son, to sell the waterworks to the local government for $1 in 1843. Dr. Fern added a provision to the purchase contract. According to Dr. Fern, the water must be used only for the health and entertainment of Huntsville citizens. The land around the Big Spring was to be turned into a public park for everyone to enjoy. Dr. Fern's wishes are still carried out today. The Big Spring is a protected piece of property nestled in the heart of downtown Huntsville. The park serves as a central meeting place that's now called Big Spring International Park. When John Hunt first settled by Big Spring, he used lanterns and candles to light his way through the dark nights. Families had to rely on their own resources to produce heat and light. Fathers and sons chopped wood all summer to provide enough fuel to warm their homes through the winter months. Mothers and daughters made long, thick candles for light. Kerosene lanterns were also used before electricity was invented, but kerosene lamps were dangerous. The lamps held a small pool of fuel inside a bowl at the bottom of the lamp. If a lit lamp tipped over and the kerosene spilled, it could start a big fire. A safer, inexpensive gas was later used to light homes. In 1856, the Huntsville Gas Light Factory was established. The gas lights were a bit safer than the kerosene lanterns. Gas lights quickly spread through the community. By 1866, gas lights lined the city's downtown. Each night, a lamplighter would walk the square at sundown and light each lamp with a long pole. The new invention of electricity quickly spread to Alabama. In 1887, the Huntsville Electric Company built the city's first power plant. The company built 32 street lamps and 300 incandescent lamps for the city. Incandescent lamps give off a bright, clear light when an electric current heats the wire inside. The Huntsville Electric Company used steam to create the electricity. Workers burned coal to heat a boiler. The steam moved a giant turbine to produce the electricity. Soon, the use of electricity expanded. The new resource was used not only to light homes, but also to power electric streetcars. Huntsville was the home to the state's first streetcar system. In 1940, the city of Huntsville bought the power company and joined the Tennessee Valley Authority system. TVA is a government-sponsored power company that serves millions of people in Alabama, Tennessee, and Kentucky. TVA still provides the electricity that we use today. Another type of utility was the telephone. It was invented by Alexander Graham Bell. This was the first form of communication that was accessible to homes. In 1883, Southern Bell Telephone and Telegraph set up an office in Huntsville. Now, only 34 homes and businesses bought a telephone. And the only way that you could talk to someone else was to call the operator.
Hello. Hello, what do you want? Hitching City Market, what's your name? Oh, all right, Dr. Burrow, just a minute. Hello. Hello. City Market? Someone wants to talk to you. Wait a minute.
By the 1920s, more than 1,000 people had a telephone inside their home or business. In 1954, the phone company bought new equipment that allowed you to dial the telephone number yourself. By that time, more than 15,000 people in Huntsville owned a telephone. And today, people can make a phone call from anywhere and at any time. And now here's the Our Huntsville Kids with a review.
And now here's a look back at today's vocabulary. Well, a source of water in the ground.
Electricity, energy that produces heat, cold, and light.
Waterworks, a utility that furnishes water to its customers.
Utility, a service that is provided such as gas, water, electricity, or telephone.
Plumbing, the pipes that carry water to homes.
Kerosene lanterns, lamps that give light by burning kerosene.
Gas lights, lamps that use gas to provide light.
And turbine, a machine that generates power.
And now back to our host, Tim.
Join us for Lesson 7 when we will show you all the ways that people traveled around town and around the Southeast. For Our Huntsville, I'm Tim Hall.